Hello everybody all over the world. Hi and welcome to HiGPS 237, the Puffin Sting, which is essentially this loadout right here. It's the degreaser, the flare gun, the extinguisher, which got a pretty heavy nerf in the Tough Break update. It now sucks, like a lot. Spoilers. But this was the old Puffin Sting Pyro before. It was very dominant, very popular before, so we will see if it still holds up. Which it doesn't. End of episode. But regardless, we're going to look at it still and see how it works. Basically, I did some tests, and it's way faster to just kill everybody by just burning them. That is the fastest way to just kill people. Right? So, just to demonstrate, if you just burn people like this, it is faster to just burn them like this than to do this. Some classes require more than one hit. Some only requires one hit. And you might be wondering, well, what about the faster weapon switch for this thing? Well, this thing is kind of bugged right now, but you switch faster back and forth. So if you switch to this thing, it's not that slow, but if you happen to hold this weapon, it's super slow. It's like... Alrighty, okay, I got it. Okay, wait, okay. Like that. And you really feel it. But basically, what people were doing is this, right? You do the thing, and then you can go whack if you need it. Though killing a heavy takes a few hits, because they also put less damage and more damage and slower firing speed and slower holstering. All on the same item. Before it just did crits, so it's not as good as it needs to be, but it's kind of hard to balance because, as we all know, the fire axe is by far the worst unlock. So if you're a pyro, you either use this or this. These are like the only two you should use. Everything else is just crap, basically. So to start us off, this was the most submitted episode in a long time, actually, because people really like playing Pyro and with this loadout. One thing I didn't say for everybody who was submitting replays, a lot of them were pretty similar. People running around just, you know, killing stuff with the Puffin Sting, although the Puffin Sting with the extinguisher has been changed to the flare gun, because the flare gun does 90 damage, is faster, and is ranged, and you can air blast people and shoot them while in the air, so therefore, it's pretty darn fucking good. What I didn't say was the secret objective is that the main mission of today's episode was actually to showcase the extinguisher. Alright, so anybody who got a kill with the extinguisher got a plus. There was some replays that were pretty good where they got like tons of kills, but they didn't use the extinguisher at all. And if you don't use the extinguisher at all, use the power jack and use it when they run out of spawn. The end. So I had my friend who's been on the podcast before, a pyro named Johnny. You might be familiar with him. He submitted a couple of demos, or I asked him specifically, like, hey, please, could you send this like yesterday, even though there's been like 2 weeks since the last episode. But regardless, we're gonna take a look at him. Let's see. There we go. Yes. So now we're going to the demos and then the replays, and unfortunately, nothing on 2 Fort. Let's see if I can get this script to work. Okay, because he likes to hide his gun, so it's gonna be disappearing a lot. But nice reflect there. I'm gonna try and see if I can make this work by just trying to show it constantly. But like, he likes to hide it, you know. So it looks like he's having like a stroke. But whenever he pulls it out, let's see. Can I do this without? It's super laggy. Okay, let me see if I can find a fix for this while you just watch him. Don't mind me. But he's a pretty good pyro. Does some decent work. So let's see. There we go. I think this should do the trick. Yeah, there you go. So it's every time he presses 1, he will disappear, but he will get back as well. So this is Borneo just playing and doing some great reflect work. He's really a fan of just using this with the fancy schmancy Halloween effects. However, keep in mind that this thing costs more air blast. You can't air blast as much, but when you know how to air blast like this guy and make it look easy, it's actually not a problem. And there you go, taking it out and getting a kill with the extinguisher, of course, making the demand, and also killing a medic by just burning him. Because burning is actually the best way of killing people. And also nice to work there. He's being a bit more fancy than he needs to be, but getting the job done, you can see exactly why he's such a good pyro. I mean, look at this. He makes it look easy, alright? He makes it look easy. And there's a medic over there, and he goes on the flank. Keep in mind, he still hasn't died. Alright, and he's still managing to stay alive, shooting flares, grabbing health, jumping through windows, getting a scout again with the flare. Soldiers, misses, and then he's like, okay, I missed with the extinguisher, might as well just fucking burn him, because it does more damage and has longer range. So DPS wise, flamethrower wins. And this thing also has reduced afterburn, so keep that in mind as well. So he's just hanging around here, moving into the enemy spawn. Oh, he's currently bleeding. What will he do? Alright, just get healed. Oh shit, oh, the reflex. And then he gets taken out. But yeah, that's not how I play, like, at all. Because Pyro is like the furthest away from snipers, so I'm like the worst. Okay, so watch this guy. Watch what he does. Because it's good. It's great. Let's see, did I do it wrong? Ah, yes, here we go. So this is, the last one was Borneo, so this is Badwater, the standard map that everybody plays. It's just, there's no sentry, so you can just go, oh, hello. So he's gonna go and, fuck it, it's just gonna burn him. All right, fuck it. Fuck the extinguisher, it sucks. I'm just gonna burn people, yep, there we go. And, oh yeah, got him.
Get it on. Easy operation.
There's a heavy there as well. With the Natasha, it's pretty hard to deal with. That doesn't do a lot of damage, but when you're against two people who can air blast this Force of Nature Scout, no heavy stand a chance. So he's just hanging out with low health. You should be spamming the E key and calling for medic, but hey, if people are on fire, you can extinguish them, and when you're on the cart, you don't really have to worry about running out of ammo. And I'm gonna see if you can see some cool reflex here. Oh, that's some fancy stuff. So can't really push through there because there's a Sentry, and as a Pyro, he will just die. So we see that he doesn't really go in there. He just watches and see if he can go, and then he goes upstairs. And then, oh, hello! The reflect quad kill, quad rocket kill. That always feels good as a Pyro. When you can, like, oh, he's reflected the, you know, the crossbow, you know, as you do, because it's so
easy operation.
It's so easy.
Easy operation.
So he's just hanging out here, occupying some space, like we talked about in the moving forward episode. He's just in the front. You can see he's not a coward. He hangs around in the front, even though by himself, just to make sure no one else is occupying the space, and nobody else is. And oh, okay, let's see if we can get these sentries here, just burning engineers, air blasting them off. Ooh, getting the kill on the medic. Oh. Should have probably gone a bit forward there. We're a bit too careful, but he didn't die at least. Helping his teammates out, and he's gonna go upstairs again and burn everything because teamwork is really good. Look at these reflexes. This soldier's not gonna be able to do anything, and the soldier's like, whoop! There you go. Taking him out, 3 health, all you need. Going back, grabbing stuff. Medic refuses to heal. And Johnny, he's sad. And reflect onto to the soldier. He makes it look so easy. It's like, oh yeah, just right click and shoot him. I like that. Or that was his friend doing that, but regardless. Like, even through the fire and the flames, the rockets are reflected. Yeah, super easy, right? Yeah, just while we and the crit rocket as well, even though he didn't need to. Scout's weak, being healed by the medic. Oh yeah, right, because just burning people is way better than using the extinguisher. And the flare gun is better too because it has range. And you see it doesn't even kill them because it does less damage and crit on the same thing. He's just doing so much damage. Keep in mind, he hasn't died yet, okay? He's up, oh, there you go. But hopefully you get like a better idea here. And this guy's a competitive player Pyro, which is pretty good. And He couldn't make the extinguisher work, so he just used everything else the Pyro has in his arsenal, which is burning, reflex, and flares. Alright, so you're either a flare Pyro or you're a shotgun Pyro, is kind of like the thing. So I'm not sure if we have too many shotgun Pyros, but today you had to use a flare gun regardless, so we won't be seeing any of those. So moving on, taking it down a few notches off to the awesome place. This is gonna be Unleashy, and he's gonna be playing on the best map, who has the infamous double Sentry attack blue team strat, if you've ever watched the State of Pub. But he's gonna be playing Pyro here on Landfall. He's gonna be using the loadout, and he's gonna be having a bit of a tough time. So running around with his team. No heals, but that's okay, because it's a health pack. Oh, there's a soldier. And reflect. And oh, you missed. Burn. Suddenly, reflecting and stuff wasn't so easy, but luckily we can just burn them. Like that. That's easy, right? Just burn them. Sweet. Oh, soldier on the high ground. Oh, can we? Oh, misses the shots. Being on the low ground is not the best idea. So right now, as you can see, he's actually all by himself. I mean, there was a scout back there, but he died pretty horribly. Oh, it's an engineer. Oh, scout there as well. Burn him. Oh, misses the shot. Shoot. Okay, we hit the engineer. Scout grabbed the health. We burned him and use the. You can't use that because it's too fast and it's too slow. Shit. Retreat. Grab the health. Yes. Excellent. Now we're ready. We weren't ready last time, but this time. Oh, there's a scout again. Okay, burn him. And okay, he's dead. Didn't have to use the extinguisher there. There's an engineer up there. And you can see we spend most of the time shooting the flare gun, which is what we shouldn't. And then you just get taken out by the scout. So, despite not being of the same caliber as our first man, Johnny here, he did all right with what was given to him, but this kind of showcased the weakness of the weapons, the combination with the flare gun and the extinguisher if you don't play it right. So he was playing as if he was wearing, if he would use a shotgun, good, great. Flare gun, no. So I would recommend Unleashy to check out the shotgun because it might be more for you. But that was just like an example of like, you're by yourself, you're not pressured a lot, you don't have a lot of teammates helping you, so kind of that kind of stuff. Does this show up? No. All right, cool. So moving up, we have someone else. Let's see if I can get the name right. For some reason, when I typed it the first time. So this is someone else, I think is... I forgot to mention the name, but we will see it soon enough. So he has fancy crosshair switching. Oh, that's a spy. And this is Burning Arrow, as we can clearly see. And I knew, oh yes, taking out the spy. And he's also wearing the happy goggles, the Pyrovision. And everything's happy, everyone's sparkling, and there's a Pyro. And what's the Pyro greatest weakness? Well, it's being surprised and fuck. Alright, use the... Oh, we got him. Didn't even need to be on fire. Send that shit to GPS and get featured. Oh. Really stupid, but yeah, I mean, it works if they're not on fire, and like, especially like the extinguisher in this kind of combination fucking sucks against other Pyros. Like, if the other Pyro's running a shotgun or the reserve shooter, you're screwed, basically. But nothing more. Here we have not the conversation starter, and he is now currently player of the week. The last guy who was player of the week has been player of the week since 2011 or 12 or something like that. Basically, in the Steam group, if you want to become like a player of the week, which is kind of wrong title, it's like my hero kind of title, you get a trophy in the group, you have to send me a really funny replay, and I have to laugh a lot. The last one was also Pyro, but this is another. So, this is the award-winning replay, or a demo here. This is not the conversation starter, and he's going to show us some sweet tactics. All right, so there's an engineer up there. Checking out Rex, yep, no spy. And witness the awesomeness. He's going to air blast him. Just, wait, hold on. Air blast him out of the The extinguisher sucks. Jesus, that weapon is so bad. I'm drooling. All right. So normally when I go through these replays, I watch them on fast forward because there's a lot to go through, and I saw that one. If you're laughing, it's because I'm done laughing. But that was a good one, the conversation starter. But I'll give you a redemption one because that was so stupid. Jesus. Okay. So this is not the conversation starter, and this is pretty clutch. Watch this. The cart's literally on the point, and there's a spy there, and he just burns them into a crisp. Other teammates join up. Oh, there's a scout there, and he blasts him away and tries to get him. And just that was close. Super close before getting capped. Jesus. Okay, so that was a medic as well. He's not moving from this cart. Just gonna grab the ammo here to have the needed ammo to do the reflects. There's an incoming heavy there who is gonna be taken out by teamwork.
Teamwork.
Teamwork is the best strategy, as we all know. It's just hanging out. There we go, just hanging out at the cart. And he has saved like his team. That was so close again. Woo! And then he dies. And they cap. And then he lost. But he delayed it. And that's what matters. If you can waste the opponent's time, why not? It is the best strategy. Let's see, did I? Yep, I did. I closed the folder I was looking at. Good going, GPS. You are the best. No protests. There we go. So that was not the conversation starter. We're gonna watch one more of him because he had a pretty good one when it comes to trading in Team Fortress 2. And I'm not talking about hats. I'm talking about trading classes like my life or your life. So now we're back on Sujin. This is redemption round number 2. So he's gonna redeem himself by killing the sniper who decides standing in front of the enemy spawn, not moving in the open all by himself, is the best shit ever. So there's a soldier with an unusual hat, and he lights him on fire, air blasts him, and nobody wins. And if you can do that trade as a pyro, it may not actually be worth it, because soldiers shouldn't really be a problem. So the next one is actually of a religious figure, is actually Jesus Christ himself. And he is going to be playing Pyro because he can burn shit. And he doesn't... Oh, there's his face. I was like, he doesn't have a face. But this is Process, 5 CP. We haven't seen this yet. He's just running up to the middle point here, looking around, seeing what he can do. Remember that we don't have shotgun, so flare gun shots, just doing pot shots. See if he can light people on fire. Ooh, the distraction plays. Allowing his spy friend to kill the medic, and wham! Taking him out. Absolutely did not need to use the extinguisher there. He could have just burned him and he would have died faster. Right. But it's for style points. So there's a soldier, right? So I want to be careful about the... Oh, it's hard to make those reflects. Air blast the okay. Oh, here he comes for a jump. Oh, the air reflect doesn't connect though, but the second one! Gets the air horn, and he is just gonna go and grab the health and go back and be in the action. There's another soldier who will run away, and you shouldn't turn corners holding the flare gun. You should turn corners with the rocket launcher. I mean the anti-rocket launcher, the flare launcher, the flame launcher, flamethrower. Good one. I nailed it. So that was like a good example of absolutely pointless using the extinguisher. It's slower and less reliable because if you miss, you're fucked, right? You're fucked. So this is Scorley playing on Upward, and he has a police hat, so he must be part of the bad guy police force. He's just hanging around. You know, the enemy team is fast approaching. There's a spy taking him out.
Easy operation.
Easy to kill your counter. The one you counter, that is. So he's gonna go and, oop, there's a bunch of dudes there. Burn, 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 and yeah, just burn him. Like you see, like this button right here, like the left click, just hold that down and burn him and kill him. It's faster, I swear. Maybe not with the flare gun because the flare gun has some range to it, but definitely if don't use melee unless you tend to like heal with the oh hello, unless you tend to heal with the power jack. But otherwise, I would not recommend. You probably gathered that by now too, that the extinguisher is too slow to be reliable. I mean, it has great sting, like damage. Like in the hit, it does 133, which is, you know, it's pretty all right. I mean, the regular fire axe does 60, but as so does the power jack, I think, doesn't it? Wait, hold on. No, yeah, the power jack hits the same and does the same amount of damage as this and heals, except you take more damage. But who cares? When you use the melee weapon, you're mostly either at full health or 0 health. I mean, 1. But you can see Scorley, he's just doing the defending pyro, and air blasting is important, and just occupying space. Like hanging out here, there's a couple of demos over there. Oh, there's a pan! But no fun for you with I just right click and push him away. Oh, and lands the critical hit there. Spy checks. Keep in mind this is not a replay, so we don't see the spies, but I think he heard something. And that was not the soldier, but just burn him. Yes, the fastest way to kill him is just to burn him. Just burn him, burn him, burn him. And the instant reflect kill there, as you can see, was pretty nice. Pretty nice by Scorley, and then he gets taken out, but it was good. So in that replay, I don't think, in the demo, I don't think he used the extinguisher once, and there was no reason to, because there is no reason to use the extinguisher ever. So with that, that was all the demos, so thank you guys for submitting those. They were pretty good. There was a lot of them, but a lot of them were pretty much the same, like Scorley. They just ran around, burned people, shot them with the flare, didn't use the extinguisher. When the secret mission, that I didn't tell anyone because obviously it's secret, was to kill people with the extinguisher and showcase that. So it's kind of like a trick episode. But now we're going to move on to the replays, so now we will see more outlines and stuff like that. So moving on, this is going to be Fenrir. And this is his loadout. He has ducks and just ducks, it appears. And this is Turbine, yes. So we're going to witness him go for the most of epic of kills. So of course they're defending with the infamous level 3 Sentry with Thompson Engineer and the double Engineer 1 Sentry thing. 2 engineers, 1 Sentry. It's a movie you should check out. And they have a lot of dudes. Oh, but the medic is open. Oh, he's open. Shoot the flare. Keep in mind at this point in time he could be burning, but he has the extinguisher out, and BAM! Ooh, it's a pipe right after. Because if he had just used the flamethrower instead of switching, the medic would have died faster, and he could have reflected that pill, or attempted to reflect. Even though, like, if you're not like Johnny, who makes like reflecting look like a fucking walk in the park, even though it's really hard and timing, you gotta be patient and be like precise and shit while burning and moving at the same time. As long as you become a little bit better than you were last time, you're fine, all right? You're fine. That's how you get good. You don't focus on becoming the best you can immediately, but you try to be a little better than you were last time. So, this is going to be none other than, I think this is Amadeus DSR. Yes, I think that's him. Let's see. Yep. And, oh hey, look at that. There's a soldier with my name on it. It's probably me because I've, to this date, not ever heard of a fake GPS. Maybe. Ever. So, this is his loadout. He is a sailor, happy sailor with some devils, and he's in a happy place right now, as you can obviously see. So he is just going to be playing a Pyro, and I forgot what this title was, so we'll just examine and see what he does. So, in case you haven't noticed, there is the awesome soldier that is me, just hanging out over there, and he decides to do the wise thing, which is to avoid me at all costs. And oh yes, I remember this now. Witness! Oh, the sentry's in the way? Hold on, let's run around it. BAM! Taking him out. So
Easy operation.
So very, very easy. You can see there's a demo there. He's hiding in the corner with the flare gun. Yes. Okay. Plan. Why is he holding the flare gun? $1 million question. Because there is no reason he should be using Yeah, see, he switches to the degreaser immediately. Well, there we go. He gets another extinguisher kill, so I guess that was worth it. So there he could have just air blasted the medic or just burned the medic on the ground and not air blasted him at all. But there was kind of a nice situation where he just puffed the medic. The medic was already weak because if the medic's at full health, he takes 2 hits because it does 133 and you just let him on fire. He has 150. But if he's taking some damage, he goes down in 1. And it depends how long you burn him. If you burn him a little bit, 50 damage, throw him, knock him down, he's gonna die. So it's about timing too, like how long you can do it. You could probably make it work, but it's not worth it. And hey, a spy, we burned him to death and he died before we got to pull out the extinguisher. And oh no, we're in the enemy base and there's tons of dudes and we're just dead. Just instantly dead. That's the thing about Pyro. If you run and there's more than 2 dudes, you fucking die to everything. Stay the hell away from heavies. So that, I think, was all the user-submitted ones, because we had a lot of replays. I mean, a lot of them were pretty similar, like, of this caliber. You run around, you get a couple of kills, but it wasn't with the extinguisher, which was the secret mission that nobody but me knew. Cool. Right. So, let's move on to my replays, which are going to be fairly short. Learning from the last episode, which was like an hour. I'm gonna keep it a bit shorter, a bit more condensed. So here we are playing with all of you guys. Oh, look at this. You know what's great? It's when I announce in the group and people show up and we just play for a few hours and it's the best. The worst is when I make a group announcement and everybody's fucking in matchmaking beta and I sit there like a fucking idiot for like an hour and 3 guys show up. Ugh, it's like the worst feeling in the world. But I'm not sure, are you guys getting the group notifications? Because I only get them sometimes. And sometimes it shows that nobody is in game, even though there's like 100 people of you in game. But maybe not all of you want to play on the pub with me, but regardless, it hurts. Because once you have something, like people used to show up and we play and it's fun, and then no one. Hurts my soul. Anyway, let's burn some motherfuckers, yeah. So I played with this loadout for about 2 weeks and I could not find a single time where I was like, man, I'm really glad I used the extinguisher, because if I didn't have it, I would have been fucked. It was mostly because, oh, I have the extinguisher, I am fucked. All right, here we go, just burn, 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 burn. Yes! And then we're gonna do the heavy and, whoa, right, it's slower. It's way slower than it used to be. Because, like, I'm used to the old ones, like, and like 192 damage and you can like fuck up a heavy real good. But now you can't. He's just like, you call that a hit, you pussy? Right. So, moving on, it's still upward. And I'm somehow in the top 3 despite playing Pyro. And we're gonna be moving up, 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 up. And we have a soldier with the red cape. He's kind of a traitor. So we're just hanging out on the cart. Oh. See, we're going and burning people, and yeah, just shot the flare, because it's way better to just shoot them away than to stay close and use the extinguisher, because the flare gun does the same amount, like if they're already on fire, it does, what is it, 60 or 90 or something? On the head. Any range. You don't have to stay close. Which makes it way better than the extinguisher, so I'd say power jack or home wrecker always, and never ever the extinguisher, because it sucks. So I wouldn't mind like slower swing speed. It's just like the slower weapon switch is what really kills the weapon. It's like, well, you can do a lot of damage, but you have to wait a while. And the time you have to wait, you do more damage just by burning people. So why would you ever? Why would you ever? So the idea of like the extinguisher, how it should work, it should be great against single targets, right? But it isn't. It's just easier to do this. Just burn them. And like here, oh, he got away. He got away because my weapon was too slow. So I'm just gonna show that again, right? So you can witness me. There you go. We shoot there, and all right. So here comes the medic, right? So slow it down and enjoy it. We're like, all right, burn. All right, it's time. Okay, I air blast you. I shoot and I miss, and ha 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 ha, and fuck. Well then, I'm glad this weapon fucks up my timing. Alright, but we're just gonna burn this guy, and there we go. Yeah, I feel... For a split second I felt better, but then I instantly died, and I felt a lot of regret. So, keep in mind this weapon is more costly. The degreaser is more costly when it comes to air blast, but that's not going to stop us from having the most excellent of adventures on Dust Bowl, because it's not a HiGPS episode without either Dust Bowl or the other map, 2 forward present. So we're just going to go up and say, get off the point. Capping it, nope. 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 Hey, we won!
Easy operation.
Just right click, man. It's super easy. You win like every time. Right. So, moving on. This is the second to last replay. So, let's see here. We're now on Barn Blitz. Just doing some spy checks. Oop. Looking for dudes. Oh, there's a heavy up there. We just burn them because it's the best. Trying to do some reflects, but it hits the Pyro, and you see, I can't reflect for shit. Like, you saw Johnny, he could just reflect through fire, I can't. But there we go, we get an Uber, so why not? The other Pyro just has, like, fog, so we can just do this, and just keep doing this, just burn them, and yeah, I mean, that was just for style points. Alright, so we're trapped behind enemy lines, and this is like decision-making 101, like, this comes down to your personal preference. So you have, basically when you're here and you kind of like cut off from your team and there's no reds, you kind of have this choice, right? Do you either go and help secure this area, or do you go in the spawn and be a total bitch? And we're going to be going spawn and be a total bitch, because as a Pyro, you can air blast and buy your team a lot of time. Air blast is very effective because it effectivizes your health in the term of it doesn't heal you, but the fact that you're pushing your opponents buys your team more time, and the fact that their aim gets like cut off a little bit, or it's harder to aim when you're being blasted around, increases like your effective health than if you hadn't, right? So it's kind of like when you air blast people out of fire, you kind of heal them 50 health because they don't take 50 after damage, but it's prevention of damage, not like actual heal, but it's like effective heal regardless if you think about whatever. We're just gonna be in their spawn, and this engineer is dead, and there's gonna be a lot of dudes coming out. And this Pyro is like, oh wait, actually we can just let him pass because Pyro's fuck us over. But hey, no Pyro. Oh, how about so right now, one person is blocking 3 persons from getting out of spawn in time. All right. So we just hang out here and air blast them back. And now it's a lot more dudes that all of them are coming for me, and of course, like, I shouldn't be surprised that I died. But look at look at this. The only guy who's left is a heavy. If I wouldn't have been there, these guys would have been down here assisting him, and the cart maybe wouldn't have gone forward as much. So, yeah. So that's something you can do, like buying, like even though you know you're gonna die and you're not gonna hurt anybody as a Pyro, just air blasting people, wasting their time in the spawn when you know, like, I could either help them this way or that way. Absolutely worth it. They're a pain in the ass. So with that, we're gonna go into the finale. We're going into the last replay of me being mediocre at Pyro because I suck. And this is on Badwater, the cookie cutter, looking up, because do you remember the last video? If there's a sniper who wasn't there, if you look up, you cover your face. Alright, so remember that. Oh, there's a demo. Oh, you guys ready? You guys ready? Don't look at the time. Okay, and ha. Okay, Alright, so let's watch the finale one more time in real time from my perspective. Okay, so we go and we look up, trying to get a headshot. There's a demo. Alright, let's get him. Get him. Yeah! And miss. And then he burned to death. He did not have 133 health or less. So with that, it's the end of the episode. Woo, go. So now with the Puff and Sting Pyro, not very good. It's also called the penis. Puff and Sting is penis a lot of times. This loadout used to be good, but it's not. I think the main issue with this is maybe not the lower damage, but the deploying rate of 75% slower. That's almost twice the amount of time taking this. So if you're not running this weapon, and if you're like me and you like to run this, you're gonna have a bad time with this weapon always. So it's either this loadout with the power jack or this one. There's really no point in using any of the others because they're way worse. Scorch shot is good. Panic attack can work. Shotgun is by far the most useful. Less tricky to use, but flare gun is good. Detonator is good. Like reserve shooter, all of these are good except the man melter. Fuck that thing. It has infinite ammo and faster, but it's bad still. So yeah, that's it. Hopefully you got a good understanding of why the extinguisher is that way, and I think the main issue with it is the faster deployment rate, because I do think it should be better at killing a single target than the flamethrower. That's just my opinion. I think that's how it should be, like a bit more tricky. Not by much, maybe just by little bit. So you could do that to conserve ammo, or if you're low on ammo or just out of ammo, you could use that as an alternative, but now absolutely not worth it at all. So with that, I'm gonna go and talk about what we will be covering next time. So we covered Quickie Bomb Launcher and Degreaser. So the next one is actually gonna be a heavy episode, and that's gonna be pretty funny because the requirement is as follows. You have to use the Natasha, and either the gloves are running urgently, fists of steel, or the eviction notice. All right, so as a heavy, this is the loadout that you have to be using. So you can use, let's see. So basically it's the 3 weapons where either you use this one where you run faster, or this one where you run faster, or the fist of steel. These 3, none of the others. If I see any of these, I will be mad and sad. So you can use either shotgun, panic attack, stake, whatever, but you have to use the Natasha and one of these 3. That is the requirements, a bit unusual requirement there. If you want to know what's coming up next after this, just check out the balance spreadsheet, which is in my profile, and you can see that. Also, I've started crafting hats again, but I donate to myself a little bit, and other people who wants to donate as well. So if you want to donate something for the raffle, I will be giving away the skinned weapons still, as long as I have them. But if you want to donate anything, just a weapon, a scrap, anything, people have been pretty generous so far. So everyone who's donated so far, thank you very much. And we almost have enough for a second random hat creation. So that's cool. So yeah, next up is the Natasha Heavy. And after that, it will be the Spy, then the Reserve Shooter, Beggar's Bazooka, and then we will have the Return of the Nova Engineer a couple of weeks, and then we have the Spy Kunai, and that's the plan for now, and I will add more later, as well as we will have different stuff in between. So be sure to join the Steam group for when we decide to pub. I really love pubbing with you guys because it's way better than pubbing with, like, I pubbed with Mr. Paladin's crew, and they are very bad compared to you guys because you guys are great. Right. Also follow me on Twitter because there's a lot of stuff going on, and also at the very end, there's a script going on for the new Pancop movie that I'm making, and I'm not the one writing the scripts, you are. So if you go in the Steam group, this is going to be a bit tricky to find, but if you go in my Steam group and under the announcements, there's actually an announcement, if you just scroll a little bit down, about the movie. It will be in Source Filmmaker. You can post one sentence, and that's it. It's kind of like an ad lib where instead of one word, it's one sentence, and just read everything everyone else has said and just write a sentence, and you can only write a sentence. There's a couple of rules there. You can only write a sentence every 10 posts, so like it's not the same guy who writes everything. And then at some date, I'll just select it and animate it and voice it, so hopefully that will be not a total failure. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in State of Pub.